Hello everyone, Save All the Robot here. Welcome back to another episode of the Overly Edited Let's Play. This episode, we're getting back to our roots a little bit with the Just Me video. I don't really love making these, but I did a lot of stuff by myself, so I have to catch you up one way or another. And this is the fastest way of doing it, with some good old narration. We got a lot of toys to play with last episode, and I'm especially a big fan of this resin mechanic with the creaking. So I immediately start prototyping some really bad designs on how exactly I can remove the resin from this log automatically. If you don't know how this works, I'll give a little simple explanation that's going to become obvious later. But when you hit the creaking, it spawns these resin clumps on the logs around the heart of the tree. So if I can simply automate the collection of the creaking resin, all I have to do is look at it and punch it, and the problem will solve itself. I also immediately realize that the design I just built is stupid. Yeah, you can see what's happening here. Yeah, this is my model going forward. That first one was very silly. So, with the basic premise down, I go ahead and build a bigger functional version on the hill. Please don't make fun of my redstone in the comments section, guys. It's only going to get worse from here. But after a bit of finagling and some basic water setup, I find that it does work. But I immediately realize a slight issue, which I run into before I can finish the collection system, which is that I have to lure these guys in manually, which is annoying. Some of them like to wander off, and their aggro range is actually pretty low. But regardless, this demo on top of the hill does work, which gets me excited to design a bigger version. But I immediately run into another problem, which is that I have absolutely no iron left after all of these piston and hoppers I've been crafting. So, a quick side quest, let's solve that problem. So, I go ahead and build an iron farm using a design by Vela. There's a YouTube video by Voltrox. It's just called Easiest Iron Farm. I'll probably put it on screen here. Very easy tutorial to follow. I'm not even going to show the building process here actually because it's so simple. Like, there's already a YouTube video for this. What I am going to show you is that I was actually right. You can carry the villagers in a boat and fly. Turns out you had to get started flying with them in the air. Can't believe they buffed elytras essentially with this update. Mojang is crazy for this. But yeah, Iron Farm is done. My machinations are just beginning. Next up, I'm gonna need some slime for all these sticky pistons that I now need. Thankfully, slime farms are pretty easy to build last time I checked.
12 seconds later.
God damn it, I completely forgot about the new oozing potion. Oh, that's way faster to make a slime farm than what I've done here today. Oh, I'm so stupid. Alright, so I built the funny slime farm. This looks terrible, but it supposedly works. I'll credit who made it later. Or I guess right now, actually. Just, okay, put his name on screen. Put the whole video on screen. Play his video.
Hi, I'm Big Booty 17 and welcome back for another Minecraft tutorial.
But before I get all excited, I need to put mending on my looting 3 sword because I'm about to break it. There we go. Damn, too expensive. Well, hopefully it doesn't break on the first swing. Whoa, what? They're dying instantly. Did I do this wrong? Where did I go wrong? I'm lost this time. I'm genuinely confused because it doesn't make sense. So many interesting FAQ questions answered below. Well, let's try it. Why does that work? Okay, whatever. Jesus Christ, zombie. Biggest mistake of your life spawning in. Like, jeez, that was the loudest shit I've ever heard. It's so clear that snowballs don't do damage. Oh, fuck. Uh, Holy shit. You know, instead of a slime farm, I think I might just use this to create the funniest shit the funniest home defense system imaginable. Zombie, come over here. It's such a good idea. Holy shit. The the audio is breaking. Okay, I gotta hurry up and finish this before any more zombies come and make me laugh. And then bada bing and bada boom. And slime farm. It certainly looks like it works. Let's go. This would be more fun if I hadn't built it in the ground, because then I could watch. Okay, I think. Oh my Jesus Christ. Yeah, that looks like a lot too. I'm not sure how exactly I'm supposed to collect this. If I stand there, I get hit. I need more chests, Prano. I keep going up for another inventory full and I keep coming back. Right, well, that was fun. In case it's not obvious, it seems like the slime situation is solved, which is great. Although I might have solved it a little too well. I think I have a little too much slime now. Anyway, now we move on and I actually start building the Creaking farm proper. I intend to put it out in this field next to all these other farms I'm building. I'll have to decorate these later so they don't look stupid, but for now, we're just worried about the functionality. I get a pretty basic collection system set up here. Then I get started on the, let's just say a more complicated part. Alright, I've constructed a funny. This is a test. This is a test of the Willis building system. They're getting technical. It's very early design. It sees me baiting the Creaking into the farm by standing on this glass pillar in the middle, which it sort of worked. I learned in testing that the Creaking get pushed by water passively even when you're not looking at them because they're still just standing still. But this collection system still leaves me very susceptible to being hit, and they get stuck on the ladder a lot. To solve this problem, I decide to construct the Creaking-proof perimeter around the farm. That way I can control where they spawn. This ends up taking a long time because I built the farm on the ground, and that leaves me with a lot of floor space that needs to be spawn-proof. Carpets, conveniently, prevent creaking from spawning, so I end up dyeing all my sheep dark gray and using dark gray carpet to try and coat as much area as I can. Now, this takes a long time. I just bring the sheep over. ultimately it's easier to have the sheep in the farm area. They can also eat the grass through the carpet, which I didn't know was a thing. I think that's very funny. But yeah, once I finish carpeting this area, I construct chambers where I create dispensers with water to push the creaking once they spawn in. I'm also not going to include the hours of me redstone wiring all this up because not only is it boring, but I also just don't feel like humiliating myself today. Not when I don't have to. I go through a lot of iterations of this farm. I run into a lot of troubles. The number of times that I was working on the farm before I got the carpet down and every single creaking spawned, and I had to stop working and go sleep. This was a funny farm to build. But ultimately, here's the final product. As you can see, still looks bad, but I'm gonna work on it between videos. I'm actually not sure what this is gonna be when I'm done, and I don't know who placed this sign here, but it wasn't me. I guess I'll ask Zeke and Alec. But yeah, here's the final product. I made a little viewing platform up here for watching. This part has really stayed the same. The redstone underneath the slabs is... I don't actually want anyone to see that. But I made a little window where you peep in. All right, the water is on. Look, water. The fact that that worked is all the redstone skill I need. I don't care that it might be cursed. You don't get to know. Uh, but yeah, let me just get down here. I went ahead. This is the collection system. It's been expanded a little bit. Also, I placed carpets down here because I really don't want them to spawn outside of the farm. For the active demonstration, I guess I need it to be nighttime. Let me just slash time. Yeah, there we go. Now it's nighttime. Also, I got Zeke to help me with this. As you can see, the creaking all get pushed in there via the water very handily. And if I leave the water on, they can't spawn on the platforms anymore. But yeah, as you can see, the collection system works. I think maybe slowing down the redstone clock that's making the things pop out might help. Because as you can see, sometimes they don't seem to spawn anything. But, I never claimed to be a redstone genius, and I never claimed this design was perfect. Which is why this isn't a tutorial. I just want to catch you guys up on what I've been working on and where I've been. Yeah, I added this moat because the creaking can't spawn in the water as a sort of fun design choice, I guess you could say. This is all really not done, and I'm gonna polish it up, but I wanted the building not to be square, and the only way I could spawn proof the outside without placing carpet out here was to use water. So hopefully I can make this look good later. Also, I set the sheep free. You might notice I did that. I might have constructed an automatic sheep farm, and then I might have torn the whole thing down. That was actually a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be in my head. There's nothing else it doesn't matter that much. Okay, move on. But yeah, that's pretty much everything this week, and, oh, right. Um, okay, the astute viewer might have noticed there's a beacon now. Um, I wanted a haste 2 beacon, so I got one. There's Zeke. Yeah, it's actually not that complicated when you really think about it. I mean, just play the footage, am I right?